Sure.
Well, I think Uncle Josh played the dobro with him initially, and but later Charlie Nixon played the dobro, and the National Grass also Curly Seckler came back to play with Lester some. So they had a band and they did a number of songs. They did some novelty songs also, like Backing to Birmingham and some others. But
Jim, how many bands have you been in?
Oh, I've been in a bunch. I was in a band in New Orleans with a gentleman named Luke Thompson. I was in a band in New Orleans with a gentleman named Bill Malone, who's pretty well known in music for the books that he's written about the stars of country music and several others. So Bill and I have been friends since the early 70s. Played in a band with him. I played in the Katie Lauer band in Cincinnati for a while, and then Trina and I played in a number of bands in Cincinnati also.
What brought you to Cincinnati? How did you get there?
Well, that was my hometown,
Oh,
really.
okay.
I was from northern Kentucky, but I traveled around a number of places, including New Orleans, before coming back home.
Trina, let me ask you a couple of questions. You are a trained musician?
No, I'm an engineer, really.
And Jim's a doctor.
Musician.
You played dobro. You're playing mandolin now, but the last song you played the
Banjo.
You played the banjo.
Yeah.
And how many bands are you in?
Well, several. We're trying to start a band with Will Kimball back home in Cincinnati. So.
This is just a hobby of yours.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
She wrote a book how to play banjo.
Yeah.
Yes.
What inspired? Because you couldn't find a banjo book you liked.
That's exactly right.
Really?
That's exactly right.
And what is it that you didn't like? What did you add to the?
I didn't think they knew. I mean, being an engineer, I felt like I could do a more technical manual than the artists that were writing books.
I also noticed in your bio that you were a banjo babe.
Miss September.
Miss September.
Yeah, they were doing a calendar every month of different, really an international calendar. There was international banjo players on it, so I spent a lot of money to get a nice photograph.
What were you sitting on in the photograph?
Oh yeah, I was sitting on a
Manure spreader.
manure spreader.
That's probably
It's a
what
good
they
photo,
did
but
for
the
you.
manure spreader.
And how has your career? How's your life changed since you become a banjo babe? Miss October.
Oh,
September.
September.
I don't know about that, but it's been a great. I mean, traveling. I mean, just coming down here to do this gig, we could have never done this.
Trina, I think you had a lot more likes on Facebook.
Oh, I got a lot of likes since I
Really?
I posted that banjo babe picture.
You haven't no banjo fans saying you traitor playing mandolin?
No.
Okay, Cincinnati Radio Band is here in the studio, and you'll play at Luna Star Cafe tonight. You mentioned that. And who chooses the repertoire? Who chooses the songs for the band?
We kind of have a collaboration, but I called Trina, who is much more experienced than at least I am. Is our music director. So she pretty well says, well, you sound good on this, let's do that in this order. She's got a lot of experience. She does rehearse and play in bands in Cincinnati, like rehearsing I would say she's in 3 or 4 bands right now.
So since you're in Miami now, Ted, and your band is in Ohio, what do you do when they're not around?
I ride horses. Honestly, I do. My granddaughter is a show jumper. And I watch a lot of TV, and I work out in the gym down at the Akoya. You know where the Akoya is?
No.
It's on
Fort
Collins
Lauderdale?
Avenue.
Collins? Oh, you
It's
live
a
in
park.
Miami Beach.
Yeah.
So this is the life, huh? It sounds like having a good time.
People think it is, but waves of depression still come over me.
Oh no! That's a good bluegrass song.
Well,
I'm not depressed now, but I'll let you know when.
well, it's not a funny thing. I mean, you say it to be funny, but you know, it's a serious.
Yeah, it is.
I hope you're okay.
So
with
I
that.
think, I don't know.
Can you find the word?
It's happening now. Like, let's drop the subject.
Well, we need a good song. That song will get you out of that.
It's a song about somebody who rode all the way to Texas on a radio. It's kind of strange. He rode all the way to Texas freight train didn't miss the girl he left behind. He rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear, letting you know he's a moving kind. A light shines from my window, just can't sleep no more. Lord, it hurts so much to be alone. What the real men never do admit, then that might be wrong. At least that's what he told me in his song. He rode all the way to Texas on an old freight train. Didn't miss the girl he left behind. He rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear, letting you know he's a moving kind. Or Hasek on the violin. Trina Hammock on the mandolin. The freedom that he sings about, guess I'll never know. Just a shade of guilt, a little of pain. But he lets me ride when the lights turn low. Get on board the Cincinnati radio, take a ride to Texas on his train. He rode all the way to Texas on an old freight train. Didn't miss the girl he left behind. He rode all the way to Texas, didn't shed a tear.